Here is a look at your gap and go trades for the week of November the 24th through the 28th. I will go over price targets on the 5-minute time frame, have a gap recap from November 17th through the 21st, and update the chart as well. Hi everyone, it's Dow on the Dow. First up is NEO. We ended the week up 3.33%. To the north side from where we are takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at $5.65. Above that, 575, and at 4 standard deviations, roughly $5.85. I'm not sure if we're going to get to this level on Monday, but perhaps a different date. Now, to the south side, the middle of the trend takes us to $5.45. That is one level of support and a potential buy-in area. Depends on what side of the line you bought. This is also a potential reverse area as people buy the dip, or we could continue to go down on the 5. Below that, at another level of support and another potential buy-in area, as well as a potential stop loss area, 525, 515. This is an area we were previously in 2024, and then if we make it to -4 standard deviations, which is another level of support, 505. Now looking left, you can see we were at resistance at the beginning of the week. We sold off down to support and then a bounce off to up to resistance, and now making our way back down to support. This gap right here, closing at 555, did touch. That opened up on August 22 and closed right here on Thursday. That took us down to 555. I will delete all of these. This one needs to go as well. Delete, delete, got to clean this up. And what is this? Oh, this is a gap within a gap. This took us down to 574. And that touched right here on the 19th of November. So that is also done. What I will do so that you can see it a little bit easier is change the color. All right, and then we have some other gaps to be aware of. This one will take us down to 508. Hit this. Actually, I will extend it into the following week, and it will start roughly at 524. And then we have other gaps to deal with, but we are not in the channel, not in the zone, not close, not even close. But we are going down on the 5. The beginning of the week, we started at 616, and now we're down to 558. The 1-year price target is 744, which represents a 33% return from where we are, if you can stomach that. We've been whipped around all over the place. Next is Nike. Let's move this out of the way. We are at the middle of the trend. Again, all I'm looking at is from this period, Friday or Monday to Friday. And resistance takes us to 63.65, 64.12, and don't hold your breath for Monday, but perhaps another time, 64.54. The middle of the trend going sideways takes us to 62.75. Another level of support, 61.86. 61.40 and 60.95. Let's clean up some of the gaps. All right, we've got this gap that is still in play. Oh, let me draw this line. Okay. This gap touched right here. Oh, we have this gap as well. Let me draw this one out. Actually, let's move this out of the way. So we have a gap. Let's turn on the magnet from here to here. So we gap down, which means we will fill it to the upside. So this is in play, and that will take us to roughly 64.09. This gap closed on Monday the 17th. That took us down to 63.21 in an expected move to the downside. And this gap closed all right, so this gap will take us down to 58.38, and this gap will take us down to 60.81. Okay, and at the beginning of the week, we started at 64.17, and then we ended at 62.80. But the drop from here to here was a little more severe, and that took us to roughly down 4.41%. But from here to here, and that's your sell signal, roughly, I need to get rid of the 3.32%. I have to get rid of the magnet to get a precise reading. All right, so watch out for that landmine and this one. Let me just mark this. All right, next up, the 1-year price target is 83.34, which represents a 32% return. Rivn is up next. We ended the day at 14.86, up 1.36%. Resistance, take profit, takes us to 15.39. 1570, and I never anticipate price to get to 4 standard deviations, but if we do, it'll be because of a wick and it will sell off. 1601. So is your goal to sell, get in, get up, get out, or are you just holding and hanging on? Okay, the middle of the trend, oh wait a minute, is right here. Let me draw that. That's very close to where we are. So I will draw a new line. Again, I don't need the horizontal lines. I'm just demonstrating something so that you can kind of see where we've been. All right, I drew this line and we are retracing to this area. Oh my goodness, I can't even go back. I have to change this to the 15. And that was marked out for Monday the 2nd of June, and we are retracing back to that area. Option R. We're just going back to this zone of the $12, $13 range, which we've hit many times in the past, and we were getting out of that zone, and now we're slowly drifting back into that area. All right, I'm going to delete this line since we're so close to it. All right, to the south side. Oh, the white line was an old price target. The red, $13. The white, $12.11. And if we continue to melt, $11.25. And you know what I just realized? I have been giving you everything on the 15. So let's take this to the 5, and I will redo Neo and Rivn, but I'll come back to that. You're going to get different buy and sell signals on different time frames. And I try to give you this all on the 5 to be consistent. All right, let's do this again. I was like, the spread was so wide. So I just have been doing this for so long. I can kind of tell something is off. And it was. Okay, the middle of the trend is still the same, basically. South side, 1416. The red, the white, back to this area, 1383, and the blue, 1353. To the north side, 1539, 1570, 1601. Now let's go to Boeing. We're in a downward channel. Yeah, not looking good for Boeing, but I'm sure things will reverse soon. Look at it in a bigger time frame so you can tell when that will happen. At 180.90, 82.69, 184.49. Oops. The middle of the trend is now here. So I will delete this line. And that was drawn, oh, look how long ago. Yeah, forget it. I'm not even going to go back that far. But just know it's been a very long time that I have tracked both of these. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's just get rid of this one. Delete. Okay, 174.01, 172.26, stop loss 170, potential buy-in area. Note the bounce off of this line, that's close enough to support and a bounce, ripped through the middle, and then started to fall, and now we could chop sideways. And still in a downward channel. Note the sell-off here at resistance, totally expected. Let's clean this one up. And that touched actually right here on Wednesday the 19th, took us down to 183.21-ish. Wait, 183.09 I marked here. Just delete close enough. Delete, no longer in play. Wow, look how far I've had to go back. This was an expected move, and it started on Friday, May the 2nd of 2025, that we finally reversed course. But in the process of looking back, I see this gap here. Let's extend it and see if this one touched. I got sloppy, didn't see it. Oh yeah, it touched. So thank goodness that's done. That will no longer haunt us as well to the south side. Other things will. And that touched right here on Friday. That took us down to 178.21 in an expected move. Look, all we did was we gained, and then we took, the market took it all back. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we have gaps to the upside, fortunately. But we are moving farther away from it. And do we have any other gaps to the south side? Nope. The 1-year price target on this puppy is 248.71, which represents a 38% return. That is crazy. Okay, next one, Tsly. This one is like a hot mess for me. Okay, let me tell you the price targets. We're at 725, down 0.82%. The middle of the trend now takes us to this level. 735. Last week we were here. We haven't gone down too much because we went down and then back up, but the middle of the trend, the median, the baseline, has kind of stayed the same. We started the week at 753. And I did sell some this week just to get rid of some shares. Okay, I'll clean that up in a second. All right. Oh, did I just give you price targets already? All right, I don't know if I did, but I drew this, so I think I did. In case, let me just do it again. I've digressed. 755, 766, roughly 776. And then to the south side, 714, 704, and 693 for another level of support. Note the bounce up to resistance, sell off, kind of just grinding with this line. But if we correct, hopefully we'll just bounce off of this line and make a leg up. But note the sell-off here at resistance. This is support, this line, as well as this line. Many levels of support and resistance. And we are here, and we started it here. But here was your opportunity to get out here and here. And I was trying to get out. I got busy. I did not set a stop loss, which is so important to set one up, especially if your account is small. So if you're just starting out, you definitely should protect your funds. Fortunately, I have a big trading account. And look at this, a run up here off of support, sell off up here at resistance. Now, we do have this gap to look forward to at 808 down the road. Okay, and by the end of the week, if we continue to go down, the middle of the trend could end at 709, maybe even 678. And the outer bands, 750. Okay, let me go to NEO. Do those two on the 5 very quickly, and I'm done. All right, here are the price targets again. 565, 575, and 585. 526, 515-ish, and 504. And for Nike, going slightly up. That's good. 63.66, 64.13, 64.57-ish, 61.85, 61.93, and 60.95. And let me move this gap over. That is in play, taking us down to roughly 58.37.38. Okay, and that does it for me. That is a look at NEO, Nike, Rivn, Boeing, and Tsly.